off. So, problem. Can you kind of give your general consensus on why you've been continuing to play Destiny? Why you enjoy the game? I don't know how much PvE you play. As opposed to Junkie last week, but can you give kind of like a general, um, a general, I guess, story of your Destiny experience?
Sure. I think my Destiny experience has probably been like everyone else's. I have did PvE, done the Vault of Glass, did raids, I've done strikes, and to me as a player, I think I just really look for something different, look for new challenges. And so there was a time where I eventually did got bored of PvE, and now all I mostly do is PvE.
Uh huh.
Well, PvP uh, in the Crucible. And so the Crucible is what I enjoy. I think in the Crucible, uh, you come across all different types of players, decent players, not so good players, some really excellent players. And I think overall that challenges me as a
Right.
player to even become better.
Okay. Um, so what since you've kind of deviated from PvE, and you've gone towards PvP, can you kind of give some reasons why you've done that? Like why you've been less interested in PvE and gravitated towards PvP? Is it because of the challenge? Is it because they could be doing better things with PvE, or you just need more content?
To be honest, I think it's a combination of the both. Because me personally, there's only so much I can do PvE wise before I
Right.
become completely bored. New content, I think they could have did a little bit better in regards to content. For example, when it comes to PvE, I feel like they could have implemented one of the things I was having a conversation about with my brother actually, which I feel like they could have implemented some sort of trading system to make it more PvE like for instance, let's say if you have a friend that is still looking for that Galahorn, and you know that you have four Galahorns, you could trade one of your Galahorns to one of your friends for one of his
Right.
weapons,
Yeah.
just to kind of help that
Do you think that
perspective.
and I don't know if necessarily trading is something that is an option because it typically ruins an economy. And not look, they don't really have an economy because they max out the glimmer, right? Glimmer, right?
At 25K.
Um, but would you say that if they had maybe like an auction house, it might be a little bit different? Say something like a Diablo. It doesn't necessarily not for money or anything like that, but like an auction house like that or something like Final Fantasy they could incorporate those types of things where it might be people that have six, like you said, four, five, six exotic weapons, and then they can put a couple in the auction house, maybe get some glimmer out of it. But I think that the glimmer probably would need to be raised, maybe.
My thoughts exactly. I do feel like, and I think I probably said this to a lot of people for a long time, that the glimmer cap should be raised. Because me personally, I could blow through
Right.
25K pretty quick. Um, but an auction house definitely would not be bad at all, where you could put, one of your copies of an exotic up, and you could just let people bid on it via Glimmer, and whomever wins, of course, that exotic is
Right.
sold, and you get the Glimmer
Okay.
in return.
Um. So from a PvP standpoint, is there anything that really stands out to you that they've done? Not necessarily the players, but is there anything that stands out to you that attracts you back to PvP? Is it the maps? Is it the design, mechanics? Anything specific that you kind of like about it?
I do enjoy some of the maps and the mechanics. Of course, my very first character was a warlock, which I am on now. I think the warlock has always been Oh, the Warlock has always been my favorite character ever since I played the beta. Um, I just feel like there's some sort of like mystery surrounding the Warlock. So that's what really attracted me to play as a Warlock. And I feel like the longer that I've played as a Warlock, the better I've gotten. Um, Now, in regards to the maps, um, the majority of the maps are pretty balanced. I think if I had to pick one map that's really unbalanced, then that would
Blind
probably be
Watch.
Blind Watch.
Okay.
Blind
Yeah,
Watch.
I think I would definitely agree with that. Obviously, I play pretty much exclusively PvP. Yeah, definitely Blind Watch is up there. Um, so I'm assuming, yeah, you have the DLC. Uh, how do you feel about
Yeah,
the the number of maps in the game?
I feel like there could have been maybe two or three more maps that could have been included or that could have been created, you know, uh, just to kind of give the people a sense of
Right.
variety. I have played on the DLC maps, Skyshock, Cauldron, Pantheon, Skyshock, and I will say this that I think my most hated map in the
Power
DLC
Shot.
playlist is
Yeah.
definitely Skyshock. I feel like it's just way too big. Like I feel like it is bigger than First Light, and it is
Right.
bigger than Bastion.
Definitely promotes gameplay that isn't fun. I can say that. The big maps you have to play kind of with a different mindset, and Sky Shocks because of just the openness of the map, it makes it very not fun, very not fun. So yeah, I could definitely see that. Um, so I was inspecting your warlock, and you said you probably spent the most time on it. Can you give us like a your ideal build for your warlock? Like, what do you typically go for in PvP if you're trying to tear some people up? And I'm actually inspecting your character, so if you want to
Um.
switch anything around for how you would run normally or anything like that, you can.
Okay. Well, the current build I actually have on now is what I would normally run. Um. In regards to grenades, I like Axion bolts due to the fact that they can track you once you throw them within range of your opponent. I also like Blink. Uh, Blink, uh, I would say that Blink to average player or a decent player, they can get
Hmm.
easily confused by Blink. So that's kind of like one of the main reasons why I love running Blink. Uh, I used to run Vortex, but I now have come accustomed to Shatter
Is there
in
any
regards to
particular reason?
Nova Bomb. Uh, Recently, I used to run Vortex in regards to throwing out my Nova Bomb, where once it implodes, it creates this vortex that continually damages the enemy in the vortex. Uh, but I think as the past 2, maybe 3 weeks, I've been running Shatter, which is actually pretty good when you have the right setup for it. Um, in regards to the melee, I like Soul Rip due to the fact that if I kill someone with a melee, that contributes towards my Nova Bomb. Uh, of course, I like moving fast around the map, so I run Arcane Force for toughness and speed. Uh, I also like running Annihilate due to the fact that once when your Nova Bomb implodes, it creates even a
Okay.
bigger explosion. Uh, and then for the second to last tree, of course, I have it balanced for all attributes. And for that last tree, I have Bloom makes it so that if enemy is killed by any one of my abilities, they also explode. And I feel like combining that with Annihilate makes it so that you can create even
Right.
bigger
Now you
explosions.
showed. I'm gonna see if I can find it real quick. There was a Quinn that you got, and you sent it to me. Like, go to my messages. Xbox, go to messages. Use Xbox. Go to messages. Go to messages.
apparently,
Uh,
apparently, Xbox doesn't want to obey.
no one listen to me. So yeah, you sent me a Quinn. I'm gonna see if I can pull it up. And the reason I thought it was relevant, especially for Bloom, because I don't run Bloom on my Warlock, and I didn't run Shatter. I was running Vortex, and I also started off with a Warlock when I first started the game. So I thought it was interesting that you were talking about Bloom as a part of this clip. We're gonna play this clip for you guys. Um, this Quinn for the win, where you were kind of explaining that part of the reason that this is successful is because you were able to use that bloom to get some extra kills. So I just want to
Hmm.
show this. So hopped in the bubble. This is the score is 1958 to 6700,
Enemy captured zone
and you killed all those guys. So I thought that was pretty cool that you kind of described that for me because I didn't actually realize that's what Bloom did. So that's pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. So I'm actually probably going to switch to that now, just so you know. Um,
A.
so from a weapon standpoint, can you kind of walk us through your decision making with weapons and armor?
Of course. Um, and to be honest, let's see, the current weapon I have equipped, I actually picked that up from you.
Bad juju.
In
Okay.
regards to the bad juju, um, bad juju, and I feel like if you are running this particular Void Walker setup, um, you would definitely want to run bad juju combined with Obsidian Mine. That way, any kills or assists that you get with bad juju, they all go towards your super.
Okay.
And let's for instance, let's say if you're in a game and you're dropping like, let's say like 30, 35 kills somewhere within that range. I feel like within that range, you could probably get anywhere between 4 to 6
Okay.
supers,
Right.
anywhere in between there. And of course, on a Void Walker classes, that's a lot of power. Um, Depending on the map, if it's a lot of close quarters type maps, of course I run shotguns. I'm always alternating between the Iron Banner shotgun, Phil Winter's Lie, or my Judgment shotgun. And in my opinion, both of them are pretty good with the rolls that I have on them. Of course, everyone says that Phil Winters is OP, which with the right rolls it is. But my Judgment shotgun is also pretty OP, also with Luck in the Chamber and Crowd Control as rolls on it. And for uh, my rocket launcher, of course, I roll with Radagast Fury with Proximity and Clown Cartridge. But of course, if I am in a heavy machine gun type using mood, I have a Joder's Hammer that I also go with as well, which also has
Hmm.
Persistence, Field Scout, and Crowd Control. So in all, I can rack up some
This is a
pretty good
nice
kills
roll,
with this
dude.
Joder's Hammer.
Persistence, weapon grows more accurate the longer it's fired. And you got the field scout, so you got the extra ammo in there, so
Yeah,
you actually can fire it longer if need be, but it's a 4 shot, right? And you get crowd control, which I think turns it
yeah.
into a 3 shot kill. Is that correct?
Three
Oh
shots to
my
the body,
god.
two shot
This is a
burn.
very nice roll, man. This is nice.
And of course, in regards to armor, I'm actually wearing my new Obsidian Mine, which had better stats than my old one, but I just switched back to my old one. Um, Whenever I am rolling with pulse rifles in general, wearing the new monarchy gauntlets, which helps me increase reload speed with pulse rifles. And of course, I also have gloves for just about every situation. I have one for hand cannons also, and I also have one for scout rifles.
Right,
It's just all
right.
depending on what weapon I'm wielding. In regards to the chest piece, it's Crotos Reed's chest piece. It's actually my second chest piece. But I prefer this one that I have on now due to the fact that it has more intellect. And whenever I'm rolling with hand cannons, I get more ammo for hand cannons, which is pretty cool. Um, and for the boots, even though I already have a maxed out pair of these, um, I just wear these for PvP purposes. It's just
Okay,
because it has intellect.
that makes sense. All right, well, appreciate that walkthrough. All right, last question I got for you.
Okay.
If you could improve anything about the game, what would you do?
Oh man. Good question. If I had my options on improving Destiny, um, I would definitely want to add a new game mode too. Um, for instance, such as a King of the Hill type game mode or a capture the flag, because the majority of the games that I've played previously, I've always played either King of the Hill or domination type
Okay.
game mode. Uh, I do find that I also mentioned CTF. CTF to me is pretty competitive, and I feel like if they were to incorporate CTF into Destiny, there would have to be a few mechanics that would need to be worked out. Like for instance, for those characters that, well,
Blink.
for those people
Yeah.
that love to use Blink. Yeah, I feel like if you use Blink, you the
Yeah.
flag should immediately
Agreed.
drop. But because it because in my mind, I feel like that's not mechanically possible.
Yeah. I definitely agree. Yeah, I definitely agree.
Um, I also think that, for instance, in PvP, let's say if you get like this sick kill at the end as the game-winning finisher, I feel like there should be some sort of like instant replay type mode, just for, uh, or as other games call it, like
Uh
a
huh.
kill cam. But I feel like that should just be for like the
Okay.
ending of the match. And I feel like there is so much more to this story that, of course, that hasn't been told as of yet. And I also feel like, in regards to armor, like how all of these armor have like light attributes, I feel like once you get to a certain level, you should be able to have the option to either continue to level up the light
Dark
or you
side.
should go to the dark side. Yeah.
uh, I think it was Frankie who said something very similar in one of the comments I read from him on YouTube on Junkie's video, and I had not even thought about light and dark, but when he mentioned that, I had immediately thought about like Final Fantasy, where they have the whole gambit of
Yeah.
like there's like bio, there's darkness, I think there's void is one of them, so it's like they got a whole list of like elements and stuff, elementals that I think would
Yeah.
really apply to this. But I think most people, when they talk about light and dark in this game, they're actually talking about good versus evil. Um, so I definitely
Yes.
think that's very interesting to kind of think about.
But yeah. But then I feel like, let's say, for instance, if you choose to
Right.
follow the dark side. I feel like you should have like a whole tree of powers that
Okay.
are different from the light.
Yeah, that definitely makes sense.
And I feel like that would just give it more customization, more playability. And I feel like that would definitely
Right.
keep people interested.
Okay. All right. Well, I think that pretty much wraps this one up for the day. Fortunately, I wish we didn't have the sound issues. I don't know why my mic won't work, but problem, I really appreciate you coming on, man.
No problem,
We'll
Cal.
get this posted on YouTube. I'm gonna try to get it up today. We'll see how fast we can edit this video down after I get done. But thank you so much. I hope everybody enjoyed it. I'm about to start into some gameplay. Now, if you've enjoyed the video, made it this far, leave a like if you've not already. It really helps me out, and I really appreciate your support. Subscribe if you've not already so you guys can check my next video. And if you've missed anything, especially this video right here, go check it out. Just click, 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 click.